Hey everyone, my name is Jonathan Strupek, founder of the marketing agency Strupek, and this is the first video in my new series called You Market It, which is DIY marketing and advertising for those who are interested in getting their hands dirty in the trenches, learning more about building and scaling marketing efforts on your own. And I'm here to teach you how to do it. I'll be your marketing architect, laying blueprints and other different foundational pieces for every DIY marketing project you could think of. Make sure to subscribe. Let's begin. Our first video in this series is going to go into how to set up your very first Facebook ads campaign. Now, Facebook ads are extremely complicated. There's a ton of resources out there, and people like me do make a living off of running Facebook ads for people. However, I want to make this an extremely simple, easy to understand video. This is going to be for people who have either never set up their Facebook ads account before, which we'll cover on how to set that up, or we're going to go step by step on how to set up your very first Facebook ads campaign and some quick tips for beginners. It's going to be, again, very high level, very easy, but really good for you to learn how Facebook ads work. So let's switch over to the webcam here and let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to business.facebook.com and create a business manager account. Now, this is very important for two reasons. One, you need, and a business manager is a place for you to manage all of your assets, your ads manager, your pixels, everything else, which we'll talk about in later videos. But it's a good place to keep everything centralized for Facebook. So you need to make this. Second, you need to make sure that if you're an agency owner, that the next steps you have your client set up and not you. It's very important because your client owns these assets, whether it's the business manager, the ad account. There's a lot of nightmare stories out there of people setting up these accounts as an agency for clients and not being able to hand off the keys or the back ends or the login whenever things get started. So please make sure that your client is the one that sets this up. You can send them this video if you want to. So you'll go to this website, business.facebook.com, and you'll click Create Account up in the top right corner. You'll then be asked to log into your personal Facebook page, and then this window will pop up. You're going to enter in your business name, and your business email, and you'll click Submit. And it's as easy as that to set up a business manager. So this is what it looks like inside Business Manager. I've obviously blurred some sensitive information here because I do use this to manage multiple clients, which you can do, by the way, to request access to other people's ad accounts, business managers, etc. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click this gear icon in the bottom left, Business Settings, and you can go then click Ad Accounts. And this screen may not show up for you. It may just be a blank screen with a blue button in the middle that says Add. Regardless, you're going to click Add wherever it's placed at. You're going to click Create New Ad Account. So next, you're going to create a brand new ad account, naming it whatever you'd like. So this is I'm going to name this My Business Test. Select your time zone and the currency. Now, it's super important you get the currency correct because if you don't, if for some reason, if you're managing this, if you're in the United States or for another international client, the currency that they are going to pay in is extremely important to get right because you cannot change it later. So for this test, we're going to select USD for US dollars. Now this ad account, if you are setting this up for somebody else, which again, I recommend that you don't do, you're going to select for another business or client. But if you're setting this up for yourself, for your business, you're going to click My Business, which is Strupek, and you're going to click Next, and you're going to click Create, and the Ads Manager will be set to go. So this is what the inside of Ads Manager looks like. Now I've blurred out some information here because I have some sensitive information for clients and for myself, but yours look like a nice, clean, empty slate. The first thing you're going to want to do, whether you have, this is your first ad account or not, is always check in the top left corner of the screen to see if you have selected the correct ad account. Now, the worst thing you can do, or not the worst thing, but the most unfortunate, frustrating thing you can do is set up an entire ad campaign only to realize that you're setting it up on the wrong account. So make sure that you've got that selected. You'll hit the green Create button, and your prompt will come up. Once you're greeted with this screen, you'll have a multitude of options to choose from for a campaign objective. However, you're probably going to be focusing on two objectives more than likely out of anything, and that's going to be traffic and conversions. We're going to start out running a traffic campaign first just because we do need to set up earned paid traffic from Facebook to your website, to your landing page, to your product, whatever. But further down the line, you're going to want to optimize and use the conversions method. The conversion objective allows you to get your Facebook ad in front of people who will take very specific actions based on what you've already told Facebook about your website, which comes from the pixel, which again, we'll probably cover in another video. But you can optimize for things like add to cart, leads, purchases, subscribes, view content, but until you get that traffic, you need to well, get that traffic. So let's optimize for traffic and click traffic and continue. Now we're going to walk through the 3 different structural types that make a Facebook ad. Go through the campaign, the ad set, and the ad itself. So starting off, you're going to want to do something very simple for your first campaign name. Again, once you start to make more and more campaigns, it's going to be important that in the campaign names or the ad sets or the ad themselves, that you figure out a naming structure that works best for you. Whether that you can add things like numbers, letters, things like white text, black text, this picture, that picture, something along those lines that you want to try to test things out. So we're just going to name this campaign first, test campaign. If you're running very special things, so like credit, employment, housing opportunities, you'll have to select this. More than likely you're not, so just leave it blank. We're going to set this as an auction type. Again, that's the only option available for traffic. You can set up A/B testing. This is, again, a little bit more in the weeds. We'll save that for later. But the nice thing about Facebook ads is you can create 2 different campaigns or 2 different ad sets, and you can test the results. So say you want to try this picture, this creative versus that creative, this copy versus that copy. You can do a built-in test within Facebook to see which one works better. So once you've got everything tested here, you're going to click Next. You'll name your entire ad set something else here, so we'll just name it Test Ad Set. And more than likely, you're going to be driving to a website. You can also drive traffic to an app, Messenger, WhatsApp, but again, for something very high level, we're just going to start with a website. Now, if you notice here on the right, as we go down here, we're going to go through these things. Facebook gives you estimates, again, estimates on how your ad is going to perform. It tells you if your audience selection is too broad, too specific, an estimate reach and link clicks. Again, take it with a grain of salt, but still use it as a good benchmark for you on how many people you'll reach, the links you'll click. Most of those optimizations you'll see, that needle will literally move when you change your budget, when you change your targeting, different things along those lines. So just kind of use this as your benchmark. So daily budget, you have 2 options here to set a daily budget or a lifetime budget. What I would recommend, and some people do recommend, is if you're going to do multiple tests, like multiple different campaigns, you do $5 a day per campaign. So let's say you want to do 4 different ads, you do $5. But if you're just starting out, if you want to get results the fastest possible, again, with all of these websites, the more money you throw at it, the faster the results. I do recommend $20 a day. You can always go less. You can always go less. It's just the results will come in a little slower. But $20 a day for a week, you let it run, and you see what happens. Again, you can always do less. It's just a good benchmark for you. So you can do a daily budget or a lifetime budget if you want to set your dates of when you want to run. Say I only want to run for $100, but I want it to run for a month. Or $500 for a week. Whatever you would like. So we'll start with a daily budget. We'll set the start date for some time in the future, so let's say 3 o'clock p.m. If you want to set up an ad campaign for something that's coming out in the future, you can set it for that, or you can just let it run. You can let it go whenever Facebook approves it, yada, yada. If you want to set an end date, you can, or you can just let it run indefinitely by unchecking the box. Now, next up is audiences. Audiences is a very, very in-depth topic all on its own. But for this, we're going to start very, very simple, and we'll show you the kind of targeting tools that Facebook has built in. And in another video, we'll talk about the audience types you can do. You can upload things like your customer list from your website as long as you have permission to use it. You can upload your customer list. You can use the tools built in here to build audiences and save them for later use based on interests, which will go down here. You can build lookalike audiences, which tells people, you can tell Facebook, okay, this is the type of people that I want to target. Like say, this is my customer list. Build a lookalike audience of 2 million plus people. Again, very, very in depth, but we're going to start very simple. So locations, United States. Try as best as you can. If you're just trying to do a blanket national campaign, you can select United States. The reach is going to be all over the place, but throughout all of this, try to get as specific as you possibly can. The more specific you are, the better results that your ad campaign is going to get. You want to try to get in front of that customer for the very first time, so the more you know about them, so this is again building that foundation of your marketing campaigns, the more you know, the better your results will be. So you can enter in anything into this spot. So you can enter in countries, you can enter in a state. So Illinois, United States, you can enter in a zip code, 90210, Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, whatever it is. You can enter in zip codes. You can get as very specific as you'd like here. So let's just select 90210 as our zip code here. And as you watch as we go through all of these, you'll notice that these daily results will start to change. So now that we've located a zip code, all of a sudden our audience is very defined. Age, you can enter in whatever you'd like. I recommend you stay above 18. I think it only lets you go to 13, but really stay above 18 if you can. If you want to select and change the genders you want to target, so you have a product that's very women-focused or men-focused, you can change that here. But this is where the magic of Facebook really happens. This is something where Facebook, again, you talk about Big Brother watching you and all these different things. This is where you can tell Facebook exactly what you want to target. So for example, if you are selling, say, jewelry, you sell necklaces, earrings, watches, nice jewelry, you go in and you could type, say, necklace, for example. An interest is necklace. So you can see here there's an audience pool size of 104 million people. You can look cross necklace, my name's necklace, whatever. Select it. Anything you can probably think of is more than likely in here. You can try brand names. Some big brand names I know are listed in here. So you've got Nike. You can select them as an employer if you want to go after people who work at Nike. Apparently Nike is a school. I don't know that one. People with job titles, interests, Nike football, sportswear. Now, once you select one thing, again, you will see that this is way too specific, so we need to expand out our interest. If you're kind of stumped, you've only got a couple things entered in here for who you want to target, you can click suggestions, and Facebook will give you recommendations based on things you've already typed in. So obviously we've typed in Nike football, so we're going to get a lot of the big name brands that are in football. So let's target Adidas as an interest. And again, we got very specific here because of an employer, Nike football. So again, going down to suggestions, I also want to target Vans. I also want to target Under Armour. We're getting pretty good here. So at this point, we're marketing for a sports-related product. So if you see here on the side, our audience is well-defined. We have a reach of at $20 a day. We're going to reach around a little over 1,000 people or so a day with 6 to 17 link clicks a day. That's not too bad, excuse my dog's noises. So, this is again where you can get a little bit in depth, and we'll go into another video. You can go automatic placements, or you can choose exactly where you would like your ad to appear. I'm just going to show you this and talk through it. I would just highly recommend that you do automatic placements for now, but you can go in and tell exactly where you want it to appear. If you want it to appear strictly in your newsfeed and people are scrolling, great, you can put that in here. If you want it to appear within Facebook stories, or Instagram stories. Again, Facebook and Instagram, the same company now, they appear in the same places. If you want to appear in stream, you want to appear on IGTV and messengers, etc., you can get as specific as you would like. So we'll do automatic placements. You can also optimize for which ad delivery or what result you want. So for here, we're going to start with link clicks. But maybe, for example, you just want to do impressions. You're doing a broad awareness campaign. Like, I just want to show people this one thing as much as I can. Get it in front of as many people as I can, as many times per day. If that's your campaign result, great. You're going to select impressions. But for now, we'll do link clicks. We'll click next. And this is where the good stuff happens and the creativity happens. So at the top, again, name your thing. So test ad at the very top. You're going to select your Facebook page. Again, if you manage multiple Facebook pages, you can select which page it goes to. Again, very important. The next thing you can select is the Instagram page that you want it to go to. Now you notice that there was a connect account button here. I accidentally toggled it off because I selected the account. But if you have an Instagram account that's associated with your business, it's more than likely tied into your Facebook profile. You hit connect account, you just log into your Instagram as normal, and you connect it, and it's good. And now they will appear in both places. Now again, the ad creativity, there's a ton of resources out there on what works best and how to do different things, but we're going to keep it very simple here. You have the option to upload a single image or video. You can do a carousel, which those are, if you've ever seen them, as it appears here. These appear where you can literally scroll with your finger if you're on mobile, or click side to side if you're on other things, or select a collection of images. But again, for now, start with single image or video. Ad creative, you're going to go click add media, so you can add an image or video. But here you go, we have images that I've already uploaded. We are going to upload this image. We're going to click that image. Now this is the other part too. If you're showing content all across, it's going to appear on different devices. It's going to appear in different places. So your creative may look a little bit wonky depending on where you're at. So If you want, so this is how it appears in stories and reels. So on a mobile device, this is how a square image would appear. It's going to be very cropped. It's going to have a lot of padding. So it's important that if you have a graphic designer, if you are a designer yourself, that you create multiple versions of your creative. So you're going to want to have, okay, make me something that's 16 by 9, 9 by 16, that's 1 by 1, so something that's fully square, something that's horizontal, 920 by 1080, something that fits on a phone, and you can upload them multiple times to make sure they fit naturally. So here, 19 by 16 is recommended here. So again, it kind of looks a little strange, but you can also upload this here. You change it to 1 by 91. Again, you can crop it, change it, move it. I'm pretty sure this is a video. Here's some you can want to. Facebook will optimize or enhance things to basically using their psychology and other things to change how things look, how crop things automatically for you, add brightness and contrast, make warm colors warmer. If you want to really control that, you can, but that's entirely up to you. And so here you'll see all of the different placements. Since we've selected automatic, you're going to get them all. So this is everything you're going to see. If you would like to change how one specific thing looks, if you want to recrop it, if you want to upload something new, you'll just go to that placement. So this would be my Stories and Reels app. You would hit Edit Group. You're going to see exactly how it's going to look on the platform or on the device of its choice. You can add text if you want. You can add a link. But what you could do here, you click Change. You can then go over to videos or images, wherever you want, or click Upload to upload new copy. You put that in there, upload it, click Save, and you're done. Primary text. This is the text that appears right above the picture. So it's going to appear right here, right above the picture. You can create as many options, up to, well, not as many. You can create up to 5 different options here. So Facebook will do a little bit of testing for you. So you can create multiple different ways to write things. Again, we could go very in depth on this too, but we're not going to. Headline is going to be what appears right here. So this is a headline. You can create multiple variations of this. Sometimes, depending on where the platform is being delivered or the media is being delivered, the headline may not appear all the time. So you want to make sure that if you're delivering something on mobile and somebody can only see the image, you want to make sure that the image tells the entire story for you. What are you selling? What are you about? Whether it's a quick video, keeping in mind different things like attention spans, formatting. Again, could be an entire video on its own. But this is a headline. The description is a very short thing under here. So this is a description. You're going to see here, this is a description. And then you're going to have the destination. You'll enter in your website wherever you want to. You can click preview URL here and see where it goes to just to double check to make sure it works. And then if it's, say you have a website URL that is super long, it's got like 18 different things. So it's like strupek.com/blog/test/landing page, landing-page, /too long, and you don't want somebody to see that. That's way too long for you. So instead, you're going to click display link, and I only want them to see just strupek.com. That's it. And so that's the only thing that will appear right here. They won't see the really messy, long landing page /blog/whatever. Now this is a little bit of an advanced tip, but a good thing to know. You want to click build URL parameter. Again, you don't have to do this, but if you have an analytics person or somebody that's looking over your analytics, these sort of parameters are really important for knowing and understanding where website traffic comes from. So what we're going to do is go over this very quickly. If you don't want to worry about this right now for your first ad campaign, don't worry about it. Just start running some traffic and see where it goes. But what this does, it builds out a UTM parameter, URL parameter for you, so you can see exactly where that came from. So you'll see the website URL is going to change in real time. You're going to see as we enter this in, it changes down here for you. So you're going to see exactly what it looks like. So it gives you suggestions. So you want to see that this campaign came from Facebook. And this is a video test. And this is the campaign name is we are advertising. This was test ad. So that's what we are doing. We're testing an ad and the content. So you have white logo, black logo. Say I'm changing things. And this is just default. Click apply, add parameter. And that is where the website, that is now where it's going to go. That's your brand new website URL. And that's where it's going to go. So again, could be a little too advanced for right now, but it's a good thing to know. You can change the call to action. So if you're just driving people to a product, you may want shop now. If you're getting a quote for something, you can get quote. If somebody's downloading a digital service, download, whatever makes sense. Another good practice with Facebook ads is to put your link in the description, or not in the description, put your link in the primary text as well as the call to action. Some Facebook users, believe it or not, don't know that this button is actually a button. And so some people may be looking and say, okay, this is just a picture, this is just a video. How do I get to your product? They may only be able to read the text. Put it in 2 places at once. Very, very good tip. Tracking. We will go into pixels later, but this is Facebook's way to track the traffic so you can then optimize for conversions. So I will put out a video discussing pixels and different things later, but this is something that if you have set up right now, make sure your pixel is set up. If not, we will work on it later. And then after that, you hit publish. And that's it. And I say that's it because it really can get a lot more complicated than that. But this is just a very high-level introduction to Facebook ads. Again, a much more effective way than just clicking Boost, which is an option for you that Facebook gives to you. Again, Boost does work well if you have a post that's organically performing well and you want to throw $5 at it to get in front of more people. That's great. But if not, Facebook ads is a very valuable skill. It's a very valuable asset, and can pay dividends back, literally, on the data that you receive, the opportunities that you can generate. Again, Facebook is a leader in this stuff for a reason. So thank you guys so much for watching. I apologize if this was really long, but there's a ton of information to go over. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be dropping new videos, hopefully once a week. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.